Hey everyone, this is Sandy Reese with Stampacrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thanks for joining me. Today we have our April card class, and the name of the card class today is Use Up as Much Designer Paper as You Can Before the Catalog Goes Out. So that's what we're doing. Now actually one of these designer papers, the Timeless Plaid, I think is going to be maybe not in the catalog, but carried over into online exclusives for a while. So, but our other two are expiring, and always the last month or two of a catalog period, I try to use up some of my designer paper that's going to be retired. So that's what we're doing. We're doing some different cards. We've got a fun fold going on, and super cute. So let's get started. We also have our new incentive program that started the other day. So whenever you place an order, you're going to start earning your own rewards, starting with a minimum order of $20. So you're going to earn 10% to bank to use later on. Okay. And then when you place an order with me online, if it's an order of $50 or more, I'm going to send you a kit of the card class projects for that month. So you get 6 cards in the mail. We're going to start off using this Darling Dinos bundle. I think this is the cutest thing. Now, the cards I'm using today, I have cased. Today is this month was a heavy design month, a lot of classes and events, and we're doing some traveling. We're leaving tomorrow to go visit our daughter and her family. So, so I cased these projects today from cards that I received during on stage, and that's why we do swaps. We, to get ideas and things. So, I, probably changed them up a little bit, but and do I know who made them? No, I don't. But whoever made these, if you see this, thank you. These were not my original idea. Just take. Sometimes I take what I see and run with it. All right, this first card doesn't use many pieces. We have a base of, and if you place an order, you'll get the kit, and you'll also get a PDF with measurements and instructions. So I have a quarter sheet of old olive cardstock, and I'm using some of this Timeless Plaid. I think this is super cute. And what I've done is score it. I'm folding over the color and having the green in the background, and that's going to adhere right there. And then I have a piece of basic beige. Looking for my bone folder here. Whoops, hello. That I fold in half to make kind of a mini card. Okay, that is going to glue inside in the center there. And then I have this one. So we're going to stamp on these two pieces. So I'm going to grab my dinosaur. He's so cute. I'm using the little Brontosaurus and the little birthday hat. I have them both on the same side, so I can just stamp once. We're going to color. We're going to punch him out. And then I have balloons. So I'm going to stamp a couple of balloons. One, I just stuck my arm on the dinosaur, not too much ink. I'm going to put these up here for safety. My balloon, excuse me, did not come out all the way. Okay, so I've got those, and I'm going to do a couple little balloon strings. This is the front. I'm going to do one right about here. I'm going to flip it upside down so it doesn't look exactly the same. And I'm going to do it a little bit higher. Just like that. That's where we're going to put our balloons. And then I have some early espresso ink. And that's what we're going to stamp our sentiments with. This says, "Hope your birthday is dynamite." Cute. And then this one for the inside says roar means blank and dinosaur, and then you have a choice of sentiments, and I put you're the best right there. And then I have some cute little dinosaur footprints, And we're going to have these kind of going across the front of our card. That's all we need. Those are probably a couple are going to be covered up. All right, that's all of our stamping. Now we're going to do a little bit of coloring. I am going to color my dinosaur. Why do I have a dark green? I have a really dark green. Not sure if I'm going to use that. Lemon Lime Twist is the color I'm going to use on my dinosaur. Even though this is Old Olive, Lemon Lime Twist is still kind of in that color palette. Olive is kind of a little lemon lime coloring. Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit of shading with the dark, and then I'm going to come in with the light. And we're just going to do a quick color. I think this is the only coloring we're doing today. You guys know I'm not a huge fan of too much coloring, but these little dinosaurs are so cute. Mostly because my hands get shaky and I can't see real well. Okay, now we want to pick up some of the other colors in here. So I have light balmy blue. We're going to do one of our balloons in the light balmy blue. And I think I'll do balmy blue for his little stripes. You could also do this in Old Olive, make it a little darker. But I want to make it fun and tie in with the colors in our designer paper. Okay. Do I want to? I'm going to do a couple stripes in blue here too. Okay. Now I've got a little bit of kind of a brown or a coral. I'm just going to do a little bit of light Calypso coral on the hat and then on the other balloon. I'm going to do the side of the balloon since that didn't come out real well. All right, so pretty quick. Not the best coloring on the hat, but it'll be okay. All right, we're going to grab our dies. And let me grab a die cutter. Oh. I think pretty soon I might have to buy. I already have two of our Stamp and Cut and Emboss machines, which I love. They are in my downstairs in my bag, ready to go for class. So I use my old Big Shot for upstairs. And but this poor guy's, the handle's coming off. He's just having all kinds of problems. So we may have to retire him before too long. Okay. Apologize, I know that's shaking the table there. Okay, we need to cut out one extra balloon. We're gonna have to flip that. Cut out our balloon. And I think this is all the die cutting we're gonna have to do today too. I don't want that to slide. Look at my handle. I could probably have John fix that. Okay. So you can just use scrap paper when you're doing those type of things. All right. I'm having this class tonight, so I got to put everything back where I found it before we move on. Okay. So let's grab our card base. We're going to put adhesive on the back of our designer paper. Now, if you wanted to do it the opposite way, you could do, you could fold it that way if you wanted. I want to go this way. Okay. And then I'm going to glue the back of this little card to the center. That's kind of nice. We got that little grid that we can use to center it. So it's going to close like this. All right, let's grab a few dimensionals. I'm going to just use the mini dimensionals here. All right. I'm going to put one dimensional behind the hat, but I'm also going to put a little glue right on the edge because it's going to stick to the dinosaur's head. Oh, it's a little bit clogged. Hold on. Oh man, you knew that was going to happen, didn't you? Let me see if I have something to put this on. I can't tear that. There's a piece of a template. Maybe we can use some of that glue. I'm gonna have to clean my hands off in a second. And we're just gonna stick that little hat right on the dinosaur. I did pull the sticky off. Okay, hold on. Ooh, I'm gonna be sticky for a minute. All right, let's grab our balloons. I don't need them so high, so I'm gonna put this one down first. And then we'll put our coral one down after that. Maybe a little bit up here. And then you can do a little bit of, where am I was going to use some of one of my Wink of Stella, and they're all sitting upside down in a project. Hold on one sec. I see them right there. I've been working already on our projects for May, since I'm going to be gone, and I'm using Wink of Stella, so I've just got them all upside down because they just kind of get a little dry. Okay, let's go ahead and do our hat. Cute. All right, do I have dimensionals? Or I have some little gems. I think these are retiring, maybe not, I don't know. Maybe not. I think these might be the rainbow dots, which I think are staying. Not sure. You can put these wherever you want. I'm just gonna throw a couple in that blank space right there. And that's it. Isn't that the cutest little kid's birthday card? I love that. I must want to send that to my brother. He's like, he'll be 58. I'm gonna send him a fishing card, but I'll save that. I'll save that. Okay. I have got a lot of stuff going on here on my desk today. All right, let me get this cleared off so we can get our next project going. I'm using a lot of the different plaids on that Timeless Plaid for the dinosaur card. So I have pulled out several different colors of blends to go with the paper, which is one of the awesome things that our ink and paper all match and coordinate. Okay, I'm just cleaning these up. To get them in here so we don't get down to class and then realize we're missing things. All right. Now I'll show you my sample. I used a different paper. So we have different papers we'll be using. So if you place the order for $50, you could get different papers. But basically the cards will be about the same. Aren't those cute? Love them. Love, love, love. Okay, that is project number 1. Set that down. Oh, let's pull in our next one. So this is another one. We're using the Wildflower Birthday dies, the little banner dies. They look like pockets, but we're using them as banners. And this could be anniversary, could be wedding, could be birthday, whatever you want it to be. And then the designer paper that I'm using is the Country Lace paper that's going to retire. But it's the only one that I had different patterns that all coordinated. Okay, so this is super easy. I have one piece. I'm very sticky this one. I'm trying to get rid of my of all that glue on my hands. We're gonna use a thick white base, and then we just have this piece right here. And any of these patterns you could mix and match. I've cut a little banner out of the basic gray, which is a little darker. I'm going to put this down a bit, right about there. And then we have this pattern, which has some of the grays. We're going to put that one up, maybe about there, halfway back up. And then we have this one. And I'm just using basic gray. You can also switch these around and maybe do some embossing. And I'm going to do an anniversary card. So I am looking for, you could also do this for get well, whatever you want to do. I have lots of sentiments. I'm going to do best wishes because we always need anniversary cards. And I'm going to stamp this right about in the middle, maybe a little bit down because we're going to put a little ribbon on there. And then on the inside, I have this happy anniversary. This is from that Floral Delight Suite, the stamp set in the mini catalog. This stamp set actually is carrying over in the, I'm not sure if it's in the catalog or online exclusives, either one. But it is not disappearing, just the designer paper on this one is disappearing. And then I used the Best Wishes. These are from all different sets. The Best Wishes is from, I'm looking for dimensionals while I'm talking. I don't know what I did with them. There's some in here. The Best Wishes is from the leaves, not changing leaves, layered leaves. Whatever goes with the bow punch, that's the stamps that I used. Okay, I'm just going to pop that there. Excuse me. I'm going to take this piece of this ribbon. That's a little bit bigger. I usually cut it a little bigger for class. Because sometimes we struggle with smaller ribbons. And I'm going to grab a mini glue dot and stick this on. Right there. Just like that. That adds a little bit of bling for an anniversary card, or it could be wedding, whatever you want it to be. And then I'm going to grab these silver pearls, and I think these are going to be retiring as well. But I like these because maybe they're called gray pearls. I call them silver. But you can use any color you want. Just throw a couple of those on there. Oh, there's some smaller ones too. Oh well, I use big. Either way. So isn't that cute? This is a pretty little simple one. And then I had some extra designer paper to use on our envelopes. So I will glue this to my envelope flap, trim off that little extra bit of white, and then it's coordinating. Okay, that is card number 2. Super quick and easy. You can cut a couple of those banners at the same time. You can do a couple of the designer paper pattern papers. Just making sure everything's clean and back in my box. Or I'll be upstairs running, I'll be running up and down the stairs getting all my stuff together. Okay. All right, let's move on to our third card. Third and last card. Of course, if you spend the $50, you're going to get 2 of each. And I'll probably switch out colors and stuff. So this is the card we're going to make. This is just a really great sympathy card. It's not too crazy. It's just, you know, a little bit of the butterflies. Super sweet. And this paper is retiring. And I'm going to tell you what it's called. It's Wildly Flowering, I think, is the name of it. And it uses some of our retiring in colors too. Yep, Wildly Flowering. That's hard to say. But this paper was really pretty and I'd never really used it. I think I used it on one project all year, which now I'm disappointed about, but that's okay. We're going to use up what we have. I'm looking to find my stamps right here. Okay. So I have cut, this one is the Moody Mauve paper. I have it, our paper choices are Moody Mauve and Boho Blue. And then I've scored this over here. This is going to fold in and then it's going to glue down. I'm going to see if I have some glue left over here that I can use. I'm going to get all that glue used up. Okay, let's see if that's enough to get that glued down well. Made a little bit of a mess. That's okay. Use that adhesive remover. All right. So I've already done a little bit of coloring. Why this is in there, I don't know. I cut this out of there. Why did I include it? Oh, I know why. Okay. I'll get there. It's been about 10 projects ago that I designed this. Okay, so we're doing, because we're using the designer paper, we're using some white mats behind it to pop it out a little bit, make it stand out. Okay, so we're going to put that on the little flap that we folded over. Now we have, this is the piece that I'm using for here, but see how that kind of the same tones in the mauve and in this brown in the background? If we put a piece of white behind it, it's going to make that paper pop out even more. That makes it so much nicer. And then what I did, since we're using this for a label, I just cut it out of the mat to save a little bit of cardstock. You know, we always have, unfortunately, prices go up. So that's a really useful tip to save you a little bit of cardstock and money. Is to, whoops, that needs to come down a little bit more, is to cut your labels out of your mats if you can. And let's say you're doing other cards you don't have a mat to cut it out of. Maybe you got another card that you're making and you can cut your mat out of that and no one's gonna know. Okay. Very sticky today. All right, and I'm gonna center this on the front panel. Isn't that beautiful? I love that paper. Okay, so here's our label and here's the inside sentiment. So of course, because we're doing Moody Mauve, we're going to use that for our sentiment. And this is from the Hope You Know stamp set, which I'm not sure if it's retiring or not. I don't remember. I feel like it's probably retiring, but I'm not positive. Okay, isn't that beautiful? Let's do our inside sentiment with that too. Wishing you comfort. Beautiful sympathy. That's a little bit crooked. Let's try that one more time. We get 2 chances. I'm going to put it up a little bit to the right. Oh, much better. Okay. Now I have this leaf. This is from the Painted Lavender stamp set. I was just trying to find something that looks similar to what we have here. But I'm using it in the Pebble Path. And I'm going to stamp off once because I just want it light, just like that. I'm going to do just a little bit there. And then a little bit down here. Just a bit. Okay. Put this in the inside. Just like that. And here we're going to pop this up. This is going to hang over, so we don't want to put any adhesive over there. Well, that's not going to stick for whatever reason. I'm not going to coordinate or cooperate. Cooperate in my coordinated efforts to get this card put together. All right, now let's grab some butterflies. We'll do a large and a small. Let's do our small kind of down here so we can see it a little bit better. Maybe right here. We'll put it right there. And then our larger one right here. And let's take our card and do one more leaf coming off. So pretty. I love that. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so let's pull all of our cards in. Take a look at our class. Okay, let's find them. Yeah, here's this one. Here's the dinosaur. Oh, I pulled them off. Put them back in the bags, in the boxes. Okay. So these are the 6 cards we're making in card class this month. So they can be yours. The kit can be yours for a $50 purchase before tax and shipping. And I think that's it. All I have today. Hi, Carrie. I'm just looking to see what's going on, Carrie. Today is her last day. She's retiring. Woo-hoo! All right, Carrie. Hi, Belita. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just hitting my phone. All right. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. I will see you all soon. And have a happy Easter. I will not have videos posting on Saturday and Monday, so I'm just running out of time. Running out of time to get ready. So I'll see you back here next Thursday. All right? Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.